Yo. Oh, this is not. Hang on. It is not capturing the music. Give me a second. We're doing another weird thing today. Not that weird, but more experimental. Properties. Music. Bam. Okay. We're doing so I made a slideshow. Don't ask me why this is what I decided to do, but we're doing it like this. I needed some way to just like organize my thoughts. So we're we're doing it like this. Hang on, let me get the chat up over here. What was your favorite console from the Switch 2 Direct? Yeah, Switch 2 was pretty cool. Yes, I have Dusty. We'll get to that. So, oh wait, I wanted to record too, because I might feel like I'll probably turn this into a video. Let me make sure this is on the right audio track really quick. Oh, it's not. Let me... Sorry, I'm, again, doing more of a weird thing today, so I'm still figuring this out. Okay. I did actually see that anti-flow. I don't know what's up with that. I tried to kind of click off of it and not get too spoiled for whatever was going on there. Oh shoot, there was something else I wanted to... Hang on, let me really quickly... I need to add something to the slideshow. Sorry, one second. You guys do hear the music, right? Is that a decent volume? I know it was kind of quiet last time. This is not Nintendo Treehouse. Okay. Boom, here we go. We're gonna get into it. Okay. So, Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, lots of people have been talking about this. I just want to, you know, throw my hat in the ring. I know people don't really think of me as necessarily like a, you know, Nintendo or gaming industry commentary channel, but you know, obviously Nintendo and industry and prices and all this stuff is interesting to me, and I just kind of want to share some thoughts because it's all like anyone has been talking about this week. So yeah, first impressions. So like, I definitely had my expectations very high going into the Direct, and maybe they were too high. But, you know, some stuff was very cool. I will say, we'll get into it soon, but Mario Kart looks amazing. The Donkey Kong game looks really great. There's a couple other things. So there's a few, like, really cool games. But I have, like, 3 points here. So the second thing is, though, like, I think comparing it to the Switch 1, like, presentation and that year, obviously that was a very different situation, and we'll get into it, but 2017 was, like, for me... just like way stronger of a lineup and just like a roadmap. Like it was just a lot clearer. They communicated much more clearly where the direction of the console was going, what games were going to come out, and that immediately, just personally speaking, gave me a ton of confidence in, you know, just like what the Switch was going to be. Obviously they were coming off the Wii U, so like, you know, they had a lot of games because they were saving games for the Switch. They didn't want to put them on the Wii U because it was a dying console. They immediately got, you know, a Splatoon game out because they wanted Splatoon on the Switch, and they had the 3D Mario game. So they had this big, like, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, and Mario Odyssey all being 1 year was like crazy, and that was like an amazing thing for that first showcase. And I mean, they had Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's not my type of game, but like, you know, that was still a big, like, heavy hitting game. They had ARMS, which was a new IP, obviously to mixed, you know, results nowadays as in terms of if people thought that was a good thing, but they tried something new and it was cool and had a lot of production value. It didn't have a ton of content, but like, you know, they still put a lot into that. And comparatively, that was not here. That was not here in the Switch 2 Direct. Like, they really showed us like 2 games that had like solid release dates, which we'll get into the details of that. But yeah, and then the pricing. Obviously the pricing, everyone's been talking about the pricing. I want to get there. I want to get to the pricing, but I want to say some other things first because that's what everybody's been saying. So coming out of this Direct, for me, this is like, you know, 1 positive and 2 negatives. Like, and it's a pretty big positive, but also 2 pretty big negatives. So like, you know, we'll get into the details of all these things, but like this, I wanted to be, you know, I want to be really excited for the Switch. I am really excited for the Switch too. Super excited for the certain games, but like overall, the kind of impression and the like, you know, currently people are not happy. Currently, I feel like there is more negativity coming out of this than positivity, which is obviously not what Nintendo wants. It's not what we want. But it's interesting because I don't think people really expected that. So I want to talk about it. So first of all, we'll start with the positive. Mario Kart. Well, the graphics are positive, but it's like, you know, that to me, that's just like more of the games. Like, we'll get into it. But Mario Kart, fitting time for the song to start. But so going into this, like for me, Mario Kart is a series that's like, when they announce a Mario Kart, I'm not like, whoa, they're making another Mario Kart. Like, obviously they're making another Mario. There's always going to be another Mario Kart. If there's any constant in this world, it is that there was always going to be another Mario Kart. So it's the same thing with like Mario Party for me. It's like, they're fun. I enjoy playing them, and it has been a long time, but it's not a thing where it's like, I'm like, you know, when they showed it, it's like, obviously there's going to be a new Mario Kart on Switch 2. So in the initial reveal, I was kind of just lukewarm on it. I was kind of like, whatever. It's like, okay, it's a Mario Kart game. But after seeing the trailer and seeing the treehouse footage, like, this game looks really, really amazing. This, like, you know, the free roam thing, the whole open world aspect, the rail grinding and like wall riding and wall jumps. It looks just really like expressive and fun. Like, I know some people, the tracks do look a little like, on some level they look basic, and on some level they look like really complex. It's kind of weird. It's like the set pieces are kind of like bigger than anything we've seen before, and I'm hoping like in the later cups, the rail grinding and wall riding is like really like, from what we've seen, it is a lot more integrated than I already thought it would be into the maps, but there is still lots of just kind of like wide open space and kind of just like long straightaways, and at least in the treehouse footage, you know, I think it's not really fair because it's like one guy versus 23 CPUs. I'm sure when you have 24 actual players, it's going to be really chaotic. You're going to be like a lot, you know, closer with people. There's going to be a lot more like item chaos. But it definitely looks like some of the tracks are very just kind of like easy and open and like straight. So I do hope there are some tracks where they really lean into the new movement mechanics, and it really feels like it's like you want to be doing all these fancy moves to get ahead. Like, obviously Mario Kart should always be accessible, but I do hope they really make the most out of these gimmicks, because a big complaint with the anti-gravity thing in Mario Kart 8 is that it effectively doesn't really change how you play the game. Like, when you're going upside down, you don't really feel like you're upside down. Like, you have to have like a static camera zoomed out of the map to even really realize that you're upside down. Like, it kind of just made the game easier, because then when you like bumped into players, you just got a boost instead of getting knocked back. So I hope I have more confidence about the rail grinding immediately, but I hope it, like, you know, it really feels like there's a reason to do it and that it's like actually altering the gameplay. But yeah, still lots of really cool stuff. I genuinely think the free roam looks really, really fun. For what I've seen from the treehouse footage, it does look like there are collectibles. There's like P-switches around the world. I don't think we ever saw them hit one, but I would assume you hit a P-switch, it spawns a bunch of blue coins, and it's like a timer challenge where you're like racing across the open zone collecting coins, like outside of any of the like preset courses, which is really cool. I think that's a great way to do Mario like single player content, or even you know, maybe you can do it with friends. Obviously we know you can go in the open world with friends, or the free roam mode rather. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm much more excited than I thought I was going to be for Mario Kart. I do think it will work as a, launch title. Like that was, Mario Kart being the only launch title to me was weird, because normally they try to have like Breath of the Wild was this massive single player experience that you could really sink your teeth into. You could get the Switch and immediately have 80, 100 hours of gameplay if you wanted of this, action adventure game. In Mario Kart, you can play that with friends, but you're not going to be able to just sit and grind Mario Kart. Well, in theory, that's what we thought before seeing it, for hours on end. But maybe now with this free roam mode, maybe there's other single player content we haven't seen. There's still a whole direct for this game that we haven't seen yet, so I'm assuming they're hiding something pretty significant. Also, some of the game file sizes were revealed. This game is 23 gigabytes, which, if this was any other developer, that would make sense. But Nintendo is weirdly godlike at optimizing their games and getting them super, super small. Tears of the Kingdom is 6 gigabytes. So obviously, it's a 4K console. We have higher resolution textures. We have higher poly models. Some stuff naturally is just going to take up more space, but 23 gigabytes. And also, so Donkey Kong is only 10 gigabytes, which that game looks really good. That is a next-gen 3D platformer. I think that it genuinely is comparable. I don't know if it's quite in the level of Astrobot levels of fidelity, but it's it's up there. It looks like a next-gen game, and it's 10 gigabytes. So the fact that this, a Mario Kart game, is 23, I don't know if that's just because of the open world, or if there's some big element of this game that we still haven't seen. But it's really interesting. It's really interesting. The costumes too are great. I love the Peach outfit so much. I love the obscure characters. Obviously we have Cow. I think it's weird that they just call them Cow, because I thought they were called Moo-Moos, as in the Moo Moo Meadows. I think they've been referred to as Moo-Moos before, but it's just Cow. Sure. Personally, I'm very excited about Penguin from Mario 64 / Mario Galaxy. I'm planning to be a Penguin main day one. Did they shove? Well, that's the thing, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is them shoving every other Mario Kart into one game. So I don't understand what would make this game so big. Also, so the one thing I am worried, I think they've just been wanting to show off the new stuff. So they wanted to show off this Grand Prix mode where you drive literally physically from course to course. The knockout mode looks really, really cool. I think that's a really cool way to integrate the interconnected world. That looks super fun. But they haven't shown us that you can just select any course you want in any order, which surely I feel normal versus mode has to still be in this game. But to be honest, I don't really love the driving in between the courses in Grand Prix thing. I kind of just rather go to the actual part of the map with the actual level design, I don't know. There's a novelty to it, and I think for doing Grand Prix in single player, that's cool. But for playing with friends, I don't really want to drive in between the courses personally. So I hope there's either an option to turn that off, or just, there's the normal versus selection where you can just choose a course, go to it, and then you're back to course selection after every race. Because if that's preserved, then this is just Mario Kart, but better. I don't know. I think it's fun to go back to Mario Kart Wii, but from the looks of this game, when this comes out, I don't know if I'm ever gonna play Mario Kart 8 again. I'm ready to move on. We've had 10 good years of that game. I'm set. I'm good. Well, when I say next gen, next gen in terms of Nintendo is, obviously, it looks up to date is what I'm trying to say. It looks like, I guess, a current gen game, but it's the next generation of Nintendo. But yeah, there's other details I could probably get into. I don't know, we can look at the treehouse footage later, but that's generally my thoughts on Mario Kart. Very excited, very impressed. I have a few slight concerns, but I think it'll probably be fine. Okay, so Donkey Kong. I don't have as much to say about this game because I didn't really watch the treehouse footage that much. I want to be mostly pretty blind to this. My main thing is, I'm a little bit torn because I really wanted a 3D Mario. I really expected a 3D Mario. and this seems to be in place of a 3D Mario. We don't know that for sure, but everyone like seems to pretty much agree that this looks like it is made by the Odyssey development team. If you see the footage, like you collect these like big gold banana things, and when you get them, it like Donkey Kong does an animation, he goes, oh, banana, and then it says like the location. Like the names of the bananas are very, very reminiscent of the names of moons in Mario Odyssey. It's like under the big tree, or like in the cavern, or like, you know, it just like says where you found it. So like I think this is the next like Odyssey like game. I think this is instead of a 3D Mario. I don't know if that means we aren't getting a 3D Mario for like several years, or like 1 or 2 years, or what. But this game looks really cool on its own, and I don't want to just talk about it in the context of 3D Mario, but you know, I love 3D Mario. It's like my favorite video game series. So like, you know, there's a slight amount of disappointment that this is what we got instead. But it does look great. I like the Donkey Kong design a lot. The animations are incredible. Like, for a Nintendo game, they're, you know, I think they kind of mentioned with Mario Wonder, like, ever since the movie came out, like, they wanted to make a conscious effort to put more effort into the visuals and animations of their games, and like, we have really seen that in the time since. Like, I really feel like, I don't know if it's just the movie's influence, but like, this game looks great. Like Donkey Kong's just rig and the extent of his facial animations goes far beyond what like the vast majority of Nintendo games, like easily better than any 3D Mario game to date, I would say. Mario's like Odyssey model is pretty good, but I don't think it's anything this insane. So I mean, that's really cool to see. Like, you know, I don't know. It's just interesting to see a Nintendo game that looks this good. Which might be a good time to just talk about general, like, yeah, it's a 4K 120 FPS console, which that's more than I was expecting. That is genuinely better than what I could have asked for. It's like still obviously not quite on the level of like the top of the line, you know, tech right now, but like it's a big step for Nintendo. Like Wii U was a big jump from Wii. Switch was a very small jump from Wii U, and then we've just had that for 8 years. So, like, it's been since the Wii U came out that it's really felt like we've had this, like, a leap in graphics in Nintendo games, and it is really exciting to actually see them look, like, comparable, to see, like, Elden Ring running and actually looking like Elden Ring and not some, like, scummy, you know, off, like, like, the obviously worst version of the game. Like, we can actually get third-party stuff. And I didn't put too much third-party stuff in this, slideshow, but, you know, the third-party stuff is really cool. I mostly just want to talk about it in the context of what Nintendo is putting out, because I do have a PC, if I want to play high-end games. Like, I have Elden Ring on PC. I haven't played much of it, to be honest. I should play more of Elden Ring, but, you know, if I want to get a game that is very high fidelity, I probably won't get it on Switch. Maybe I'll start getting them on Switch too. I don't know. Maybe it'll start being worth it, but I guess I'm less, you know, interested in third-party stuff right now. But it is very cool to see that we can actually get third-party ports that aren't just obviously the worst version compared to every other platform. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 looks great. Oh, hi, Milo. Yeah, actually, so I talked a lot about Mario Kart, but I actually didn't really talk that much about the graphics. Yeah, the animations are insane. So, like, when this first got revealed, I was one of the people that was saying, like, you know, this doesn't look that much better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, it kind of still looks like a Switch game. They just didn't show us enough in that first reveal. I still stand by that first reveal didn't really wow us, but yeah, the treehouse footage, the stuff we've seen, it looks amazing. Like, the animations, I love just how bouncy the carts are. There's so much squash and stretch, the like cartooniness, the stylization, the like onomatopoeia when you throw a bomb, like text comes up that says like boom. Like, I love that. I absolutely love the look of this game. Because I had some issues. There's times where I think like realism works and times where it doesn't. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is kind of a weird turn into realism for the Mario Kart series that I don't think worked super well. Like Moo Moo Meadows in particular is like, you look at the Wii version and it's like super cartoony. I mean, Wii is like, you know, obviously, I mean, it's a Wii game that almost looks like a GameCube game. Like, it has, like, really low-res textures, like, very just, like, kind of, like, flat colors and shading. And I like the look of the game, but I'm just saying, like, going from that to then Mario Kart 8, it's like, okay, Mario Kart 8, like, graphically seems impressive because now we have, like, mud and puddles and, like, realistic grass textures. But, like, it didn't look Super Mario in a lot of places. Especially if you think of, like, Donut Plains. Like, it's almost like the weird, like, Brawl, like, Smash Bros. Brawl thing where it's, like, they just, like, put, like, realistic textures into Mario, and it's kind of, like, it works, but I don't think it works the best, and I think this game really hammering in the, like, cartooniness. You know, the characters look a lot like their classic 2D art with their, like, proportions, and then being kind of more, like, you know, like, chubby and stout and, like, just bouncy. They're so bouncy. I love the bounciness of everything. Like, when you get hit, like, I mean, like, gameplay-wise, the hit stun now, like, you don't just, like, it's not just, like, trigger spin out animation, you know, it's like you actually get, like, knocked back by an obstacle in the appropriate direction, and the cart kind of, like, bounces around to recorrect itself. It's so just, like, fluid and nice, and yeah, really, really, really fantastic looking game. I'm very happy about that. So I guess, yeah. I don't have much else to say about Donkey Kong. Like I said, I've been trying to kind of not watch a ton of the footage. I guess the only other thing... So, I'm slightly worried about this game. It looks fun, and the movement looks cool, but the whole thing with being able to destroy the entire level... You know, this is why, like, you know, if it was just a cool Donkey Kong platform instead of a 3D Mario platform, that would be one thing. But this is a Donkey Kong game where you can destroy the level design. And I just think based on other Nintendo games that have tried to be more sandboxy, I'm talking about Tears of the Kingdom, that type of design doesn't necessarily work for me a lot of the time. If it's going to be like, oh, you can do this platforming challenge, or you can just smash the wall and walk around it, I don't like that. I think that is not fun. I think if you're able to just make the game easy and, like, unfun for yourself by breaking the level design, I'm not a fan of that. I don't know if the game will have that issue, because they have shown that there are indestructible surfaces. You can, like, hit metal at, like, the edge of the world, or, like, certain, like, obstacles you can't break through. So I hope they use it wisely, and I hope they make it so that you can't just totally circumvent the design of the game for the sake of player freedom, because I personally don't like that. I don't know. I guess that's my other main thought about the game. Okay. So this is obviously not a full game, but of the upgrades, this is the only one that I think is, like, actually worth the money. And we'll talk about money later on, because I'm still not actually sure how much they even cost. But, like, if I was going to pay anything for any of these upgrades, this is the one I would get, because Kirby and the Forgotten Land is an amazing game, and this is the most, like, actual new content that any of them seem to have. Like, the Zelda games have, like, you can find audio memories. Like, okay, I might do that for Breath of the Wild. And obviously they have the graphical upgrade. 60 FPS is a pretty big deal for the Switch Zeldas. The higher res textures do look really nice. There's some, like, improved lighting. You can walk in Korok Forest and it will not be 10 FPS. That's pretty cool. But Kirby is, like, the one game where I'm like, oh, this is, like, actually, like, an add-on. They did it for Mario Party, but it doesn't look very good. I don't really care about the Jamboree editions. It just looks like a bunch of gimmicky mini-games that would be fun, like, one time. I don't even like the motion mini-games in Jamboree. I normally have those turned off when I play with friends, so... yeah, this is, like, the one upgrade thing that I'm like, yes, 100%, I'm actually into this one. And I'll probably stream it. I streamed my entire playthrough of Kirby the Forgotten Land, probably before most of you guys, most of the regulars here were around, because I'm pretty sure I streamed it on Twitch. The VODs are on my channel. But yeah, I love this game. I loved streaming this game, and I will probably stream this when it comes out. Okay, so... I just called this games I'm kind of into. So if you watch if you watch my reaction to the direct, I pretty much feel the same way about how I did then about Hyrule Warriors. It's like, it's cool that this exists. I'm, like, vaguely interested in the story of Tears of the Kingdom. I would like it to be better. So if this gives us actual lore that, like, does improve the world building, actually tells us some stuff about the Zonai, that would be cool. I'm very doubtful that they aren't going to have some, like, time travel retcon bullshit thing happening, because I feel like the thing with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which I don't know if I've really stated my opinion about that on stream before. I probably have at some point, but I think the story sucks. I think it's really lame what they did to Breath of the Wild's story. I do not like the retcon thing. And I get that they did it so that you can play as both the champions and the modern day descendants. I hate this song. I'm sorry. I don't like these like Yoshi whistly songs. I'm skipping past this. Okay, Undertale music. There we go. That's better. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the Secret Stone Demon King thing, so it's like, I want to think that this game could be cool, but I think they're gonna mess up the story. Also, I was, actually left a comment on, like, Zeltek's video on this, because he was saying, like, here's a bunch of, like, cool lore mysteries that maybe this game could answer, and that would be pretty cool. Which, I think was a good video. But it kind of led me to think, like, okay, how is this game going to end, right? Because, okay, well, spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom, I guess. If you haven't seen the Dragon Memories, I guess I won't spoil the ending yet, but if you haven't seen the Dragon Memories, spoilers for the next, like, minute. So, this story ends with Rauru sealing Ganondorf. Like, the imprisoning war ends with Rauru sealing Ganondorf in the imprisoning chamber, and then after that, Zelda, eats a secret stone and becomes a dragon for thousands of years. So, they don't have to rewrite the ending of the story to give it a happy ending like they did with Age of Calamity, because it ends in a victory for Hyrule. The sages defeat Ganondorf, they seal him, and the war is over. But to me, it feels like a kind of awkward cliffhanger to end on, like, okay, but, like, he's going to come back in the future. The Master Sword is still broken, and Zelda is, like, maybe contemplating eating a secret stone. Like, I feel like you can't end the game there, but it's also really weird to end the game probably after her becoming a dragon. So it's like, unless you just go, like, buy The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to see the rest of the story, like they did with, like, Captain Toad and 3D World for some reason. Like, I don't know. I don't have faith that they aren't going to somehow change a part of that to make it more of a satisfying ending in this standalone game. So I guess that's my concern with that. I also just don't really like Warriors gameplay, so I might just not play this at all. I'm iffy. I might buy it. I might not. I'm not really sure. Kirby Air Riders, I don't have a lot to say about. I did not play the original. I've just watched some people play the original. Looks kind of fun. I have friends who like it, so I might get it. That's really all I have to say. But I put it here because, like, yeah, it was kind of a cool announcement. Metroid. So I bought Metroid Prime Remastered like a month ago and got like a few hours in and then dropped it. I would like to finish it, but I don't know. It didn't totally hook me. Like, it was really cool. I liked some of the design of it. First-person games, for some reason, are just hard for me to get into, especially like first-person platforming. It's just kind of awkward. It just felt a little clunky. It's a cool game. I get why people like it. I'm not a hater. I'm definitely not a hater. I mean, I loved Dread, and I want to like Prime a lot, and I want to give it a second chance. But at this point, like, I'd like to at least see if I can finish Prime Remastered probably before getting Prime 4. Because Prime 4, they've been, people have mentioned the marketing of this game has been kind of weird. Like, they've kept their cards very close to the chest. They really haven't shown off, like, anything all that big or particularly exciting about the game. I was kind of making fun of, like, the trailer was like, Samus can use psychic abilities to look at rocks and open doors. Like, they're not selling the game very well. The trailers have been really underwhelming, to be honest. It's like, if you know what Prime is, if you like Prime, this is really exciting because it's taken a long time for it to come out. But if you don't, it's like, that sure is a first-person game where you fire lasers at aliens. I can't really say, anything else about that. So yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't have many thoughts beyond that. I have to finish Prime 1 to know if I'm gonna like this game, so I might get it. Also, I'll talk about mouse controls in a bit. Okay, never mind. This is a segue. I did that on purpose. Okay, so mouse controls. I don't like the mouse controls at all. I don't think I'm going to use them ever. I don't know if that's a hot take. I still think it looks really uncomfortable. I was really doubtful about it going in, and they have not sold me. So first of all, a lot of people play a video game console like sitting on a couch. Like, people aren't gonna have like a desk in front of them, and even if you have like a coffee table, then you're gonna have like, you're gonna be like shrimp posture, like crouching over it, like. And yeah, it's just like the buttons are really small. It's like this very like vertical piece of plastic. Like, you're not resting your hand. Like, normally mouses are round. Normally they're very like ergonomic and like they fit the shape of your hand. The Joy-Con is like, it's like a rectangle. Like, it just doesn't look good. I just don't think it looks very good to use. And yeah, I mean, thankfully in like Metroid Prime, it's just like an option, but also, yeah, like then holding the left Joy-Con stick. And I watched like this, there was a Kit and Krista video I watched where they got like some guy, I forget his name. There was a journalist who got to go into the hands-on event and play Metroid Prime, and like the game still wants you to use the face buttons on the right Joy-Con, that's the thing I was worried about. It's like they still want you to like press X. Like, that's why I really just think it would feel so bad for Splatoon. Like, I don't want to press like a side mouse button to jump. Like, I personally really dislike this control scheme. I think it's really awkward. I hope it continues to be optional in the vast majority of games it's implemented in. I'll give it a try. Like, when the console comes out, I'll try it, but I just really, from what we've seen of it, I don't think I'm going to like it at all. So now to actually talk about these games. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I'm kind of on the camp of like, it's kind of like genuinely offensive that it's paid. Some people might call that an overreaction, but like, so we'll get into prices. We'll get into prices in a bit, but this is a $450 console, potentially more expensive now that they have delayed pre-orders because of the US tariffs. And they are asking you to pay for what is essentially a manual. Like, and it's just not a game. Like, they're not even calling it a game. They're literally, there's like a pop-up where it was like, this isn't much of a game, it's actually just like a tech demo. It's like, then why is it paid? Like, the big comparison people are making is like Astro's Playroom for PlayStation was like a tech demo, but it was actually like fun and charming and was like a game, and that was a free pack-in. Wii Sports was a free pack-in, which of course, if you don't know, Reggie Fils-Aimé at Nintendo like really had to push for them to make that a pack-in game. Nintendo Japan really does not like the idea of free pack-in games. And on some level, if it's something like Wii Sports, like, I can kind of see that. There's an argument to be made there. Even, I can't believe I'm saying this, 1-2 Switch, which was mostly tech demos, but it was at least packaged as a game. It was at least like, they tried to sell you the idea that it was fun to play. They were, there was contextualized, like, oh, you're doing a cowboy shootout, you're milking a cow, you're like it wasn't very fun or good, it wasn't worth $50, but it was, I would say, on a base level, a game. Whereas Welcome Tour is like, it's like a corporate slideshow. It's like, these are like, sure, it's like, oh, it's golf, and there's a game where it's like, you use the mouse to move a UFO to like dodge the spike balls, but it's still, it feels like a patent image. Like, it doesn't feel like a game. It should not cost money. Full stop. Like, period. It should not cost money. It should absolutely not cost money. It's ridiculous that it costs money. I implore you, like, I can't tell any of you what to do. Do what you want with your own money. If you really want to experience this, feel free to pay for it. But I will tell you, that if you look at the Nintendo Treehouse video, they showed off a ton of it on the official Nintendo YouTube. So there is like even less of a reason to spend money on it. If you really care about this, you can watch most of it. Like, sure, you can't feel the effect of the Joy-Con mouse, but you can just feel that in an actual video game when it comes out. Like, I don't get it. I'm genuinely just completely baffled by this. I'm kind of mad about it. Funny that Wii Sports music is playing. I did not plan that. But yeah, like, yeah, we'll get into more of the prices stuff. For mainline games, prices are a different story. This should be free. There is no excuse this should be free. 100% this should have been a pack-in. Also, there's like quizzes. It's like they give you information and then they quiz you on it. And I forget if it was I think it was one of the Vinesauce people. It was either Vinny or Joel, but they were saying like it feels like they're training you to like be a Nintendo employee. It feels like you're doing like work. It's like you're trying to be a sales rep at the Nintendo store, and they have to like, is this like called HD Rumble, or like there's like they quiz you on just like Nintendo hardware information. Like that's not fun. That's a test. That's work. That's not a game. I don't understand. It's so weird. It's like, unless I don't know. Like I guess they're just banking on like super hardcore nerdy Nintendo fans getting this. Like the Scott the Wazes of the world, no offense to him, but like he's probably gonna get this. But it's not a game. It's just it's a tech demo with a test in it. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird. But moving on from that, the basketball game with the mouse controls. This is like, you know, much more respectable. This is like an attempt to do something fun and interesting. Once again, I just think the mouse controls look like ass. It doesn't look fun to control. It looks like it would make my arms tired after 5 minutes. The character designs are like, I mean, it's cool that they contextualize it as like a wheelchair. Like that's, you know, interesting. Like it's kind of cool in a way to see like that representation, I guess. But like in terms of like the aesthetic of the game, it's just like so bare bones. Like it's just like characters in a black suit in a basketball dimension. Like I don't know, it just doesn't look very fun, to be honest. I don't know how much it costs. Like if it's $50-$60, absolutely not buying it. If it's cheaper, like some people might. I probably still won't. But yeah, just got Splatoon 2 today. Oh cool Green Gamer, hope you are enjoying it. Is Splatoon... I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know what's the comparison to Splatoon is. Yeah, this is like a $20 game at most, except it's not... If 1-2 Switch was $50 and ARMS was $60, this is gonna be too much. But yeah. That's really all I have to say about that, I guess. Okay, game chat. Game chat is not worth it. That is the most concise way I can, put this. It's like... It's just Discord. I think there's like a couple instances, like if you don't have a capture card and you want to show an online friend something you're doing in a game, sure. Like I think there are genuine use cases for it. It's like kind of cool to have it as an option. But for the vast majority of people, I just don't really think this is going to be used. At least like it should not have taken up like almost like 15-20 minutes of the direct. Considering it's just voice chat. Like I know this is getting made fun of because yeah, we've had this for like 12 years. Like it's Nintendo, this is not new. Like this was Xbox Live. Like you know, I don't know. It's nice to have. I think it's like, it's not bad that it's there, but just why? and like, I don't know why anyone would buy the camera, to be honest. Like, the Mario Party camera integration is like a little bit funny. It'd be funny to use like one time. Oh yeah, I don't know if there is a person cap. If it's only 4 people at a time, that's also pretty, like, just worse than Discord, so... Also, yeah, the stream quality looked awful, which, like, I think it looked realistic. But it is funny that they were just like okay with showing it like that in the Nintendo Direct because it looked really bad. The camera feels like spyware. I don't know about that. I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I definitely, you know, I'm a little wary of stuff like that. I don't like the like voice recognition like Alexa stuff, but I wouldn't worry about a Nintendo camera. Plus, I'm pretty sure, I know I put this in here, I think you can actually, if you have a USB-C camera, you can just plug in your own. You don't have to use the Nintendo one. So that's an option. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in there because it was a significant part of the Direct. Okay, so there are some cool games. There are some not that cool games, but there are games. Like, sure, there's some games, but like, there's not a lot of games. I kind of brought this up at the beginning, but like, you know, 2017, you had Breath of the Wild, you had ARMS, you know, which we didn't know how big that would be, but it was still a new Nintendo IP that looked very, you know, polished, and it was kind of exciting at the time. You had Splatoon 2, you had Mario Odyssey, all year one. I just think they didn't give us hard release dates for all of those, but we knew, you know, we knew Breath of the Wild was launched right away. We did get a hard release date for that. We knew ARMS was soon. We knew Splatoon 2 was summer, and we knew Odyssey was the holiday game. And in this case, we know Mario Kart is launch. We know Donkey Kong is 1 month later. We don't know, like, anything else. Like, everything is so big. And this is really annoying to me. Like, I think it's really, really weird that none of these were hard confirmed as the holiday game. I think Pokemon is, like, the holiday game. It says late 2025. Pokemon games have a history of releasing around November. But I think this was the time to confirm that. I think it's very annoying to me that there is not a hard confirm. Because again, the Switch presentation was in January. The Switch one came out in March. This is coming out in June. We are already halfway through the year. So this is like if we didn't even know like a real release window for like Splatoon yet. Like we should know when some of these games are coming out, I think. I was expecting to get more information about games coming out in like Q1 next year. Oh, is it lagging? Let me... No, I haven't dropped any frames, so... It might just be on your end or YouTube's end, I'm not sure. But... Yeah, I find it, kind of disappointing that, you know, they didn't show either, like, one more first-party game with a vague release date or given us a hard release date for any of these. I think it's really weird. Japanese word choice insinuates a September/October release for ZA. Okay, that's interesting. But... yeah. Feels like they just want to take it one step at a time. I mean, I just think this is the place. This was the place to give us all this information. Like, Pokemon already got its own... Like, Pokemon Presents, it got its own Direct segment. It's still no release date. It showed up in this. I feel like this was the time to give us a release date. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, again, this game is just... It's just barely existing. I feel like it's getting so overshadowed by everything else. They're just like, yeah, Metroid's there too, I guess. Coming sometime. I don't know. I just think literally at least one of these games should have gotten a release date. For me, it's disappointing that we don't know anything beyond Donkey Kong. Like, because again, we're going to get into prices very soon here. $450 console, maybe higher after tariff consideration. You need to give consumers confidence in the console. There are going to be games for this console coming soon that, you know, there are games coming sometime. But at least for me personally, I'm at a point where like I want to know a roadmap of when, especially if these games are going to be $70 or more, you know, when I'm going to be getting these and experiencing them on Switch too. So I for me, this is a big deal. This is something I feel like other people aren't talking about. So like, I don't know, maybe it's not as big a deal to other people as I'm making it out to be, but for me, this was a shortcoming of this Direct. I really wanted more solid information about when games are coming or just another first-party game, because none of these are made by in-house Nintendo, right? Like only these two are. Actually, yeah, that's weird, right? Like we only, I mean, okay, Hyrule Warriors has help from Nintendo. I assume Metroid Prime also has some Nintendo influence. But that's still Metroid's made by Retro, Pokemon's made by Game Freak, Kirby Air Riders made by Sora Sakurai, Hyrule Warriors made by Koei Tecmo. So like there isn't a super strong first party showing. These two games look incredible, but it's two games and it's only the first month of the console. So for me, I wanted something else. I don't know at what point I'm being greedy, but just compared to Switch 1, this is definitely a weaker first year, I think. And this will stop being a problem. Like, when we get into the console lifespan, when we get release dates, when we get more games, this won't matter anymore. But just with, especially, the prices, personally, I would have liked to had a bit more confidence in the outline of the first year of Nintendo Switch 2. But yeah. Okay, that I just put that as a slide, but yeah, that's what I just said. Okay, so here we go. This is the big thing everyone's talking about. Nintendo has been very bad about telling us pricing information. In the Direct itself, there was no pricing information. They said you can purchase upgrade packs to upgrade your Switch 1 games to Switch 2 games. Are those $10? Are they $20? Are they $40? Does it depend for each game? I don't really know, because Nintendo didn't tell us. I think there's been some information about it, but none of it has been officially from Nintendo still, which is really weird. They did not give us the price of the console, and it's clear, like, you know, so I have been watching. I don't want to just regurgitate all of, like, what Kit and Krista have said. I've been watching a bunch of the Kit and Krista videos, and, like, yes, Nintendo was clearly afraid of this price. They knew it was too much. For the console, or at least they knew people would react negatively to it. Otherwise, it would have been in the Direct. They wanted people to go, oh wow, these games look so amazing, and I don't care how much it cost. And then I guess just check the price later and be like, oh dang, $450. But like, people immediately after the Direct went to the website, saw the money, got mad. So like, I don't know what the plan was here. Okay, are the upgrade packs on the website? Okay, well that's good to know. But I still think they should have been in the Direct, especially because these are not the same value. Like I was saying earlier with Kirby, like Kirby adds essentially a DLC story. The Zelda games do not do that. Mario Party, the content did not look worth more than $10. I honestly don't know if it looked worth more than $5. So these are not equal. And I think it should have been clarified that they are not equal in quality or size or price. I think it's really weird. And, you know, because of this, there's been a bunch of confusion. There's been a bunch of misinformation. I believe the $90 physical Mario Kart thing was just completely wrong. I think that was a rumor. It was like people confused like the European price. The idea of like physical and digital being different prices, I think, has not been confirmed by Nintendo anywhere, if I'm correct. I think that was just made up. And again, to kind of regurgitate a Kit and Krista point, Nintendo has they've lost control of the narrative because they weren't transparent about this. Now it's just rumors spreading. Like my friend, I have a real life instance of this happening. I have a friend who's like, you know, not super into like games. He isn't like, he's definitely not a big Nintendo guy. And he like texted our group chat like, yo, did you guys hear that like every Nintendo Switch 2 game is going to be $90? And obviously that's not correct, but that's what people think because Nintendo didn't tell us, like, or they made it really, really hard. On the Mario Kart website, you have to scroll like for like 30 seconds past all of these animations and graphics to even see the $80 price point. Like it's kind of ridiculous. They're trying to bury this, and it's only making the situation worse because then people, you know, are just taking, you know, it's just word of mouth. People are taking other people's word for it. The whole $90 thing spread. People aren't sure if every game is $80, if that's the new standard, or like, because no, Donkey Kong is actually $70. But then these Switch 1 games, some of them are $70 or $80, which, like, why is Breath of the Wild $70? That does not, like, what? So yeah, So the prices suck. Like, you know, I can absolutely be a Nintendo fanboy. The pricing sucks. Obviously, there's a lot of factors. There is inflation. There are the tariffs. You know, the state of the economy right now is a whole thing. But the jump from $60 to $80 immediately, when even like the most like high-end games ever have been $70, it's a really weird move from Nintendo. It's a really surprising move. It's a very aggressive move. It is arguably pretty anti-consumer to just bump up 20 again, because it's been like what, like 25, 30 years of the video game industry of like the standard is big AAA games are $60. And obviously, you know, that was weird. You know, like it is weird that this wasn't being corrected for inflation. It was weird that this wasn't going up with everything else in the world. And we were seeing this gradual increase to $70 games. And it's like, okay, you know, especially from lots of Western devs, some games are really, really expensive to produce. They have a crazy amount of employees. They're making these crazy, hyper-realistic, detailed worlds. And they're really, really expensive to make. So it makes, you know, it is valid, I think, to charge consumers more money to buy those games. But again, we get to the question of why is Mario Kart $80? Like, they have not... Mario Kart looks great. It looks like a very good game. It looks like maybe the best Mario Kart game ever. It will be a system seller. It's a great launch title. Is it worth $80? No, I don't think they have proven that it is worth $80. Maybe in that direct we will find out some crazy other, you know, information that will blow us away, but I do not think they have communicated. So it's like, it's not just an issue of pricing. Like, because I think there are valid reasons to raise the price for a game. It's an issue of communication. They should not have buried the information. They should have given it just in the direct. And they should have communicated what about these games actually makes them worth this amount of money. Because, especially with Breath of the Wild, I'm so confused. To be honest, Breath of the Wild, out of all of them, is baffling to me. Because I know Nintendo is weird, and their games never go down in price. They like, barely ever put stuff on sale. They're really weird about it. But still, this is a previous generation video game. This is a 2017 game from the previous console that has been $60 for 8 years. And now it's more. Like, why is it going up? I just feel like in all of these cases, it's like, yes, there is additional content that is basically DLC, but also 8 years have gone by. So I feel like the passage of time and the new content should cancel out, and these games should be $60. Like, it should not be going up. At the very most, it should be, like, it's already kind of outrageous that they're the same price that they were at release. And the fact that they're going up is like, it's the same game. It's 60 FPS. You can hear some Zelda voice actor lines now. That's not worth $10 more. For me, it's definitely... And the sad thing is I kind of want to get it. Like, because it's... I mean, well, because the upgrade pack, I'm okay with the upgrade pack. For me, the upgrade pack is worth it, because I've been playing Breath of the Wild for 8 years, you know, on and off. I 100%ed Breath of the Wild. I got every single Korok seed. I love that game. I like the story of Breath of the Wild. I like the characters. I like Zelda. I want to collect those voice memories. For me, it is worth getting the upgrade pack. But I would not say it is worth a person who has never played the game to pay $70 for it in 2025. I think that is absolutely insane. So, yeah. So then I put in, you know, I assume most of you guys know about this. Some of you brought it up the second I turned on the stream, but yeah. During, like, the entire, like, total, like, 8 hours of Nintendo Treehouse streams that Nintendo did this week, the entire chat, like, every other message, if not, like, 2/3 of the messages, were drop the price. So, like, people are mad about this. Like, this is a big deal. I know Kit and Krista called it a crisis for Nintendo. Like, whether or not Nintendo chooses to react to this or how they choose to react to it, it is bad. It is very, very bad PR for them. I don't think the Switch 2 is going to sell nearly as well at launch. I don't think these games are going to sell nearly as well. The upgrade packs, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work, because it's just too much for most people. And, you know, I'm probably going to buy the console at launch, because I think the hardware price is honestly fair. Currently, I think, let me say, I think $450 for the hardware is fair. We'll see if that changes, because it is way more powerful than I thought it would be. 4K, 120, of course, most games are not going to have both of those. It's going to be like 1080, 60 FPS, or 4K, or sorry, 1080p 120 FPS or 4K 60 FPS, but either of those is still great for me. By my standards, either of those would be fantastic. So, like, I want the console. I'll probably buy the Mario Kart bundle, because that's going to save me apparently $30 on the game somehow. But as far as the other games, like, I can't confidently say I'm going to buy nearly as many first-party games for this as the Switch One. Because if they're all $70, or if some of them are just going to be $80, or if games from the previous generation from 8 years ago are going to be $70, like, I'm not into that. So, yeah, I guess this is, you know, I'm saying what a lot of other people have been saying. It's not a particularly, like, you know, novel opinion to have at this point, but I just wanted to share my perspective, I guess, overall with all this stuff. Also, yeah, so Nintendo has not really responded to this at all, like the outrage of the prices, or like they haven't explained like why the prices are higher. They haven't communicated, like, I know like Kit and Chris are saying, like, I know that Mario Kart Direct is coming up, but maybe they should just give some information. If there's some big core element of that game that makes it worth $80, tell it to people now. Because the longer you don't do that, the angrier people get, the more like misinformation spreads, the more, you know, this narrative is going to form out of Nintendo's hands that this game is overpriced. So if they don't communicate why the price is worth it, you know, that doesn't look good for them. But Nintendo has chosen to do nothing. They've chosen to just run the Treehouse streams as is, which, again, as Kit and Krista pointed out, has been unsuccessful, because the entire point of the Treehouse streams is to get people interested in these games. I mean, I shouldn't say entirely unsuccessful, because for me it obviously worked. Like Mario Kart, I was very impressed by the Treehouse footage. I've been watching that. I have been getting more excited about the games they've been showing. For Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour, once again, I think it genuinely invalidates any reason to ever spend money on that game by showing footage of it in the Treehouse. So I don't know why they did that. That's actually really weird. But the only statement they've come out with since all of this is saying, by the way, because of US tariffs, we're delaying pre-orders and maybe going to change the price. So that's not good. That is very bad. And obviously that's not Nintendo's fault. It's, you know, this is the American economy and presidency currently, you know, forcing their hand. So it's not so much, you know, Nintendo being greedy as much as it just is the state of the world and the economy. But this sucks. This just sucks for everyone. Well, it sucks for everyone in America. Well, that's the weird thing, though, because then some people are justifying the current prices as being, you know, taking the tariffs and inflation into account. But then people are pointing out, well, the prices are high all around the world. And like, yeah, I don't know if the hardware. I mean, because it's not just, I don't know. It's a thing where, like, because Nintendo Switches are apparently manufactured in Vietnam, and there are tariffs on Vietnam, so like, that might affect everyone. That might not just be a US thing. I don't really know how the details. It's very complicated. Like, I'm not going to pretend to fully understand the scope of that issue. It obviously, you know, pertains to a lot of things other than video games. Like, this is an issue much bigger than Nintendo Switch, but it's a thing. Okay, so in terms of just this slideshow thing that I'm doing, overall thoughts. I'm still excited for the console. There's still lots of cool stuff. I'm still, you know, Nintendo fanboy. I'm gonna just accept a lot of this stuff the way it is. But for the time being, I think it's too much money and it's not enough games. I think if they strike a balance over time of, you know, I don't think every game is going to be this $80 premium game thing. I really hope the upgrade system gets less bad. I hope there's more, like, actually meaningful content, or the prices go down, or both. because currently the upgrade system I think is not very impressive or good. They're really just doing like the bare minimum for some of these games, especially Pokemon. I didn't even talk about Pokemon, but like, I mean, at least Zelda has the audio memories. As far as I'm sure, Pokemon. I mean, at least Metroid Prime 4. It's also the bare minimum, but at least it looks good. Pokemon is like they took it from like a hideous game to like a mildly like acceptable looking game. And as far as I'm aware, no extra content on the Switch 2 version. So yeah. I guess there's some stuff that sucks. There's a lot of stuff that has dampened the hype. Some of it is Nintendo's fault, some of it is not. But you know, that is kind of the state of things as they are right now. I just wanted to kind of share, because, you know, I mean, again, kind of a lot of people are sharing a lot of these similar sentiments right now. But I just think it's interesting. It's just interesting to see the state of the industry and, you know, the way things are. Obviously, I am very, very excited for Mario Kart. In the context of Splatoon, also, I don't think Splatoon 3 is going to be very affected by the new hardware, because you can't just make the game a higher frame rate on Switch 2, because then it's like pay to win, and it's like, you know, things get weird if you have players playing the game with different frame rates in a PvP setting. Maybe they can give us like higher resolution textures for like Splatsville and like 60 FPS in the hub worlds, but like, you know, that would definitely not be worth an upgrade of $10 to $20 in my opinion. So I personally think they're just not touching Splatoon 3. However, if and when Splatoon 4 probably does happen on this console in a couple of years, the high refresh rate is really huge. Like, if we get Splatoon at 120 FPS, or even just like, apparently the input latency is really low. I know Milo mentioned earlier, like, there was some tweet from like a fighting game player who said that the input latency feels better on Switch 2 than PS5, I think? Or I don't know if it's PS4 or PS5. But yeah, PS5. It is PS5. So that's insane. Especially for Splatoon and like Smash Bros. God, if they can fix Smash Online, that would be amazing. That would be a worthwhile upgrade, you know? Smash Ultimate, Switch 2 Edition, you add like, I mean, I don't think they're gonna add characters, honestly, if Sakurai has been working on Air Ride. But I don't know, add something, fix online, that's worth $10, $20 for a lot of people, honestly. So that would be big. If Splatoon 4 Online has like a high tick rate, low input latency, that would genuinely be like a game changer. That would be huge. So, I guess looking into the future a bit, the potential of the console is great. Like, consistently getting Nintendo Switch games that are 4K, 60 FPS, or 1080, 120 is a big deal. Like, that's really exciting. It's really like we're finally at like, you know, up-to-date-ish level of graphics and performance for Nintendo games. Because, you know, a lot of Switch games had frame rate issues. Like, I think more so, like, you look through Nintendo's history, like, GameCube games ran consistently at 60 FPS. Maybe some Wii games were like locked to 30. Wii U was kind of probably all over the place, but Switch has, like, you know, it's been in this weird state of the hardware's been outdated for so long. Like, it was outdated on arrival, and there's been a lot of great games, but even like, you know, Bowser's Fury is a 3D Mario experience that drops to like 15, 20 FPS sometimes. So like, not having to deal with that anymore, just having solid performance, having the hardware to actually, you know, be able to handle like graphics that look acceptable in the, you know, day and age that we're in. You know, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I never expected the upgrades to be free. So they are free if you have the expansion pass for Nintendo Switch Online, which is, you know, obviously free in large quotation marks. I mean, at least that's something. At least that's kind of throwing people a bone, but For me, I would just want to get them case by case anyway, I think. I don't know. I just think it's a case by case thing. That's why it's hard for me. Is like, the Breath of the Wild upgrade, yeah, that should probably be free. Kirby, I'm okay with spending, you know, 10, 20 bucks for a DLC story. That's fine for me. Maybe it should be closer to 10, because from what we've seen, it's more like remixed levels than like a full-on DLC thing. I haven't looked too deep into it though. But yeah, so like the future of the console is exciting. The immediate future of the console is dubious and expensive and scary and a little underwhelming in terms of the lineup they have right now. I still think a 3D Mario not happening on the 40th anniversary would be really weird, but it does feel like Donkey Kong, especially if it's made by the Odyssey team, is in place of that. So, I mean, I still definitely have mixed feelings about that. But like, you know, I am going to buy this console day one with Mario Kart. I'm probably going to buy Donkey Kong Bonanza very close to launch. And then it's just, I don't know after that. You know, after that, because Nintendo hasn't told us what's coming after that. Or what, I mean, they have, but not when. So, yeah. I mean, it's not like they have to celebrate an anniversary, it's just really weird. Like, this is the longest gap between mainline 3D Marios ever, and it is the 40th anniversary. So, like, it was very, I think, reasonable to expect a 3D Mario this year. Hey, Smack, welcome. But yeah, also, last night I saw the Minecraft movie. It was worse than I thought. They genuinely, I had my expectations so far into the ground, and it was worse. It was actually worse than what I thought it was going to be. I'm not gonna spend that long ranting about it right now, but oh my god, it was so bad. Why do I have a PowerPoint? This is what I've been doing, Spec. I wanted to organize my thoughts about Switch stuff, so I I don't know. I've seen Doug do it a few times. I guess that's probably why I thought to do it, but yeah. Oh my god, the Minecraft movie was so bad. I was going on a whole rant about it at like 4 a.m. last night. But anyway, yeah, that's we're gonna, I guess we'll play Splatoon now. I didn't know how long that would take. That's like an hour and 8 minutes. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'll load up Splatoon. Playing a drinking game where we drink every time they say an exact phrase in the game is a good idea or a bad one? Honestly, I think you could get away with that, because that was a weird... That was the thing with the Minecraft movie, is like they didn't even... Like, I feel like the worst case scenario I was imagining in my mind was that it was just like going to be like a bunch of like, look, it's a reference to hit game Minecraft. But they got the references wrong. Like, they messed stuff up, and it just didn't even, like, feel like Minecraft. So, like, yeah, like, half of the movie just doesn't even have anything to do with Minecraft at all. So I honestly think that'd be fine. Splatfest is next weekend, yeah. I am Team Noon, by the way. But yeah, Splatoon game. Why? Hang on. Got my monitor that I play Splatoon on is turned off. So that was most of the yapping I wanted to get out. I wanted to do that in a different format, because I knew if I was like playing Splatoon, I'd be like stumbling over all my words and not getting through the stuff I actually wanted to say. So yeah, that was fun for me. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. I probably won't bother to edit that down into a video. I was thinking I might, but there wasn't too much like, you know. Well, I was recording. I could just upload the recording without editing it. I don't know. Goodbye, Windows fan. Thank you, Lemon. Yeah, Splatoon now. Wow, these rotations are kind of really bad. We'll run this, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. I've also actually been playing a lot of Salmon Run lately, just because I am, I'm close to getting, like, the last of the gear that I care about. Well, kinda close. But yeah, I've just been trying to finally get... I finally almost have the full Octoling set. And then I'm close to having all of the things that require gold scales of the multiplayer gear. So I can finally finish, like, the multiplayer gear page, which is the only part of the Salmon Run shop I actually care about. Yeah, the scales are definitely too grindy. They, like, fixed it... They didn't fix it. They helped it a little bit by adding the scale capsules you can get. Like, you're guaranteed 1 gold scale if you play a full rotation. Or not, you know, not a full rotation, but play to, like, a king. You're guaranteed a gold scale. But it's just 1. And, like, you need more bronze than anything else anyway, so I don't know. Yeah, I can play with viewers. I really only had that, the PowerPoint plan for the stream, so we'll just figure it out from here. But yeah, the Minecraft movie. Oh my god, dude. I don't know. Do I need to do... I guess I try to not spoil things. Not that I think your experience will be deeply affected if you know what happens in the Minecraft movie. Because there's barely a coherent plot. But it was so bad. Flint and steel. Yeah, Jack Black saying the Minecraft words in Jack Black voice is funny. That's, like, pretty much the best compliment I can give the movie. There's, like, a couple of jokes that were actually, like, unironically not terrible. A lot of jokes that were legitimately very terrible. Garrett as a character is, like, maybe the worst character to ever exist in a piece of fiction. I hate Jack Black as Steve, to be honest. I like Jack Black. He's cool. He's in some good movies. This is not one of them. Oh yeah, no, me and my friends pirated it. I did not give them money. I did not watch it in a theater. I will freely admit that, because I would honestly be more embarrassed to say that I spent spent money for a real ticket to watch it. Do you watch Breaking Bad on Internet Archive? That's hard. But yeah, man. Oh my god. I don't want to get too into it because it makes me, like, actually mad. Like, for me, it's not just like, oh, it's funny that it was bad, or it's kind of disappointing. Like, when I start thinking too much about the Minecraft movie, I get, like, actually furious because you know, I was a Minecraft guy. I loved Minecraft animations. Minecraft just has this massive internet presence and this, like, famous animation community. Like, you know, sure, nowadays it's, like, more of, like, a meme. It's, like, people talk about, like, Revenge and Fallen Kingdom and stuff, and it's, like, funny. But, like, there were lots of genuinely cool stories and characters and animations and stuff that people made. Like, you know, you had Slamacow. You had Egg's Guide to Minecraft. Like, there was some, like, actually cool stuff that was, like, fun to be a part of, and it was, like, an actual, like, you know, internet sensation, and it was, like, a big deal. Like, as a kid, like, it was really cool that there was so much creativity and people, you know, making these things within the world of the game. And to see the Minecraft movie just be this, like, entirely corporate, soulless garbage adaptation of the source material that barely seems to even know what Minecraft is, yeah, it kind of pisses me off. It kind of sucks. Oh yeah, dude, animation versus Minecraft, iconic. But yeah, it's genuinely upsetting to me how bad the movie is. I didn't ever in any universe expect it to be good, even when it was just, like, a rumor from, like, 6 years ago. You know, the second I saw the leaked images of Jack Black and the mobs, I knew it was going to be a disaster. The first trailer was terrible. There was never any sign of it being good. It was a dumpster fire all the way through. So, I mean, I guess that's better than me getting my hopes up. But man, it's really terrible. It's really, really, really bad. And I hope it, you know, I hope it gets very bad. You know, I mean, it's already gotten bad reviews. It's like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I genuinely think is generous. We'll see what the user score ends up being. I don't know. Like, yeah, on some level it's funny. I don't know. I'm kind of cynical about it. Like, I know some people are just like, oh, it's like a social experience to go and see it with friends and laugh at it. And, like, you know, that's what I did. And, like, yeah, it was fun to do that in a way. And, like, you could argue that's, you know, it gave you that experience, which is a good thing. But for me, it's just so unacceptably terrible that it's difficult for me to even credit it for being, like, funny bad. But, yeah. I'll leave it there. Because there has been a lot of, I mean, I think entirely valid complaining on this stream so far, but a lot of negativity nonetheless. So, yeah, that's about all the yapping I had planned. There's probably some other stuff to talk about still. Lots of news this week. Lots of news. I feel like Cyberpunk is probably gonna be 60. Was it originally 60? Because it was like an edition. It was a special edition on the Switch, so I assume it comes with the DLC. So I feel like it would be 60 or maybe even 70. I don't know. I don't know how much it was originally, though. I did not play Cyberpunk. Yeah, if it has the DLC, I feel like it's gonna be 60 minimum. I guess there were some other games that I just didn't really care about. I know there's that Nintendo exclusive FromSoft game, which is a very weird thing to have happened. And some people have differing opinions on that. I've never really gotten into any FromSoft games, so I don't have, like, strong feelings, but it is weird to see that. They just made, like, you know, Sony wouldn't let them move Bloodborne off the PS4, so they just made Bloodborne 2 for the Nintendo Switch, but it's a different franchise, I guess. That seems to be what happened. So, yeah, that's a thing. I think Smack is my only mod. Thankfully, we do not normally need to moderate this chat that much. Oh yeah, and then it's PvPvE, which I heard about, which is weird. Oh yeah, the 007 thing. I don't know. I vaguely know what GoldenEye on the N64 is. I don't really have anything else to say about it, but yeah, I guess that is probably a cool reveal for some people. Yeah, I've banned a few people, but I don't think Smack has really ever actually had to do any moderation, which is, you know, I guess that's a good thing. Cool. Oh boy. Also, the stream dying was really funny. Nintendo's stream, like, lagged out. That was weird. I wonder if that was, like, because it was the first time they ever tried streaming in 4K? Or, like, I don't... There was, like, really bad audio desync, and then it literally froze for, like, everyone at the same point. So that was weird. That was a bit awkward. But to be fair, it was like, yeah, it was an insane amount of viewers. It was a 4K stream. Like, I don't really know how you stress test something like that in advance. So, can't blame them too much. And they did, you know, they fixed it. Yeah, I think the UK one didn't have that issue. It's funny watching people's reactions because, I didn't, you know, I didn't figure out when I was watching it with my friends that the UK one was still up. So we, like, switched to Twitch and then just, like, back to YouTube and just kind of dealt with the audio delay. But a bunch of people's reactions, like, it starts off on the Nintendo of America version where they dub over the Japanese, and then for some reason in the Europe one, they don't dub it over and they just have subtitles. So it's like, you can see the point at which they switched. That's still such a weird inconsistency. Like, I wonder why they choose to do that differently. Whoop! Nice. Yeah, it was like, when they were showing that one weird, like, survival game with, like, the kids on an island, it, like, froze on, like, the same frame for everyone. Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, I don't have my full attention on the game right now. I'm still kind of just reading chat and stuff, but yeah, I try to throw clams when the time is right. Maybe I missed an opportunity there. Okay, that worked. Shoot. Okay, I'm honestly surprised I lived that. Okay, surprised. Still surprised I'm living everything. Give me a clam, give me a clam. I have 7. Okay, thank you. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Nice. Cool. Well, I mean, it's intentional that you can hear the original Japanese, because they're not trying to... It would be kind of uncanny if it was just, like, English voiceover that completely didn't fit the lip syncing, which is what it is, but I don't know. I like the way Nintendo of America does it. It plays Switch 1 games through a combination of Huh. I wouldn't think they would have had to emulate. I mean, you would just figure the internal, like, OS would be similar enough. Or not OS, I don't know what the right term is, but you would figure the consoles wouldn't need to emulate, it would just be able to... I mean, I didn't expect it to necessarily just inherently run games better, but I wouldn't think that would be the reason. Oh yeah, sorry, Anti-Flow, I can open up to viewers after this. Yeah, I think it's just on your end, Brickface, because my delay isn't, or my, I haven't dropped too many frames. Any tips on how you managed to get to X? I don't know, I feel like I'm... I've just played a lot of the game to the point that I've just kind of picked up on stuff. I mean, I guess I like watch videos and stuff. To like get better at the game. I'm trying to like, I don't know, I don't know what like a base level of advice would be for getting to X. Like, use motion controls, I assume you are already, if you aren't, but... I don't know, I feel like I should have another piece of advice to give, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. Oh, you don't use motion. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. It is just a preference, but I would recommend it, but... oh god. I mean, I guess one thing is just staying alive is very important. Like, I guess maybe it was more important in Splatoon 2, I will say, because now we have like Tacticooler, and just the pace of the game is very fast. But like, trying to, you know, be patient and take fights that you know you have a good chance of winning, like fighting people with a teammate at your side, trying to just not rush into things, because if you have the numbers advantage, that can, you know, when the maps are this small and the game is about controlling the maps with your ink, like having even just one extra player compared to the other team gives you so much more control of the map. So it's just important to kind of, like, you don't want to play too passively, but you want to play carefully enough that you're not constantly dying. Oh god. Hardware's completely... I should really read that, like, I forget what they called it. The thing with the developers of the Switch 2. I actually am very interested. I just didn't get around to reading it. It's interesting that the hardware is so different, though. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, since it's so much more powerful, that they would have made a lot of stuff from the ground up. Also, yeah, just like positioning, like knowing the role of your weapon. Like if you should be playing more supportively, painting for special, or if you should be trying to, you know, go and get kills. And playing objective, obviously, and not just trying to farm kills the whole game. Shoot. Run of ink at a bad time. Oh! Oh! That was, yeah, that was a stupid... I mean, I got the cancel, but I should not have gone that far in. Also, yeah, use the map for sure. Use the information the game gives you. Like, look for when your teammates have specials, when enemies have specials, who's alive. Especially who is alive. I feel like that was a big tip I remember, like... I feel like I first saw it in, like, a dude video, but just, like, you know... waiting for, like, 2 of the enemies, at least, to be down before you push in, and you know knowing to push in when that happens. Like if you take out half their team, you have to, you know, capitalize on that opportunity to take space. Trying to give advice while I am losing this game terribly, so of course I'm not the best example, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the Welcome Tour, is like, it's all cool stuff. I'm interested to see the internals of the Switch. I just don't think I should have to pay for it if I already bought the console. But yeah, them being more open is always good. More transparent. Avoid Barnacle and Dime? Apparently, a lot of competitive players actually kind of like Barnacle and Dime, which... I mean, I don't like Barnacle and Dime, so I agree with you, but in terms of succeeding at the game in the competitive game modes, I don't know if avoiding it is necessarily the thing you want to do. Do. Yeah, mental is important. I don't know. I'm not as good at giving advice on that because I'm not really, especially at this point, like I really don't rage at this game or like get too upset because I just kind of don't care at this point. But yeah, if it is a thing where you find yourself getting like upset with the game, you're probably only going to play worse. So, you know when to take a break from it or at least just like chill out for a bit. Well, I was responding more to what Lemming said, not the sanity thing, but that too. I think this map kind of sucks on Climb Blitz, if I remember correctly. that was at least the general consensus. We'll find out. I cannot aim. Timmy and Tommy on your... Oh, I literally do. I thought you were joking. Alright, well... I think a heavily modified Salt Spray could be fun. I mean, I love the, like, aesthetic of Salt Spray and the vibe and the, you know, I like a lot of the weird terrain, but I think just making it function a bit better with the modes is a reasonable request. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I don't really want... I don't know. Is it too much of an ask for Splatoon 4 to have entirely unique maps? I kind of don't really want stuff to return at this point. Our weapons do combo. I don't know if the sploosh and ink brush make the comp perfect, but our half of it is alright. At least if I can land my shots. I feel like, dude, I did not, like, drink enough water between all the yapping. My voice is actually, like, dying already. This is why I stream once a week, because I don't know how to actually take care of my voice. I would definitely just, like, not be able to speak if I streamed too many days in a row. I've been watching a lot of Arlo, who, because he just makes, like, you know, his whole thing is just doing, like, Nintendo news commentary, basically. He just, like, talks about Nintendo news and stuff, does, like, I think he does, like, reviews. I only ever really watch him when it's, like, around a time like this where there's a lot of news happening. I don't really watch his, like, main videos, quote-unquote. I actually, like, I've only been watching his second channel, the, like, Topic Arlo. And to be honest, I don't feel like he has all of that much, like, interesting insight. It's just kind of almost like junk food content to me, where it's like, it's just something, you know, it's just what people are talking about. I'm just kind of interested to hear people say words. But yeah, Arlo's pretty cool. But I know he's just been pumping out an insane amount of videos. Like, he has just been yapping, like crazy. Just talking about all the Switch news, and his voice was dying in one of them. Oh, hello. I do not know how to read your name, but that is cool that you are here. Rip. Oh god, I would not think Moist Critical would be the person you go to for Nintendo news, but I guess it makes sense that he would talk about the prices. Kobayashi? Okay. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's a thing too. People say, watch back your own gameplay to improve. Ah, okay, rip. Rare, was there a squid surge? I didn't even see it. I don't think I did it. I should have used that Kraken earlier. I don't know why I didn't use that, but I think I just kind of accepted defeat early there. It was you? Okay, I literally don't even... I don't think it was on purpose. I don't remember doing it. Also, that level ranking video is still happening. I've been kind of distracted by all the Switch 2 stuff this week, but I would like to get that out. Well, we're playing open, so it's a mix of ranks. Oh, you want to study English, so you're watching the stream? That's cool. Oh yeah, I'm doing with viewers. Remind me at the end of the next game, and I will let you in. I might forget if if you tell me right now. Do 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 do. Oh, true. Okay, anti-flow can back out if I forget. Boom, 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 boom. Was there any other news from this week that we missed? I feel like there's so much stuff to cover. Whoa, okay, that was stupid. Oh, Deltarune. I guess that's a thing that happened. Obviously that's very cool. I kind of like, I don't think of that as a Nintendo thing because I play it on PC. And I'm going to play it on PC. I'm not going to play it on Switch 2, but that's exciting. Obviously, it's been very cool to. It's cool to finally have a date. It is not Deltarune tomorrow, but it is Deltarune in 2 months. That's gonna be a crazy day, having a new Mario Kart and Deltarune. I don't really know which one I'm gonna prioritize, to be honest. Well, I probably wouldn't stream Mario Kart. Maybe I would, I don't know. I guess it'd be fun to stream like the open, the free roam stuff. I keep wanting to just call it like open zone or open world, which I guess it kind of is, but free roam. Yeah. I played Undertale on my 2013 MacBook that still works somehow. Still never played Deltarune. I mean, I would recommend it. I would definitely say like Chapter 2, in my opinion, is like a massive step up in quality from Chapter 1. I know some people played Chapter 1 and it didn't really hit the same as Undertale, so they weren't as into it, but I would say at least play through Chapter 2. I mean, obviously those are the only two that exist right now, but yeah. For me, Chapter 2 made me really fall in love with it, whereas, I mean, I like Chapter 1, but definitely was not, you know, coming after Undertale, I was not as into it. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised how often I managed to successfully cancel triple splashdowns. Like, I think I just got the muscle memory from Splatoon 2. So when I hear that sound, it just, you know, triggers a response in my brain to aim up. But with the fists now, it is, it's tricky to take it out and survive. Okay. Where'd that person just jump to? Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want to crack it because I don't want to lose all my clams, but maybe it's... I should have probably done it, actually, because that guy had a ball. Yeah, I'm not really a fan that they, patched out the Reef Slider parry. That was kind of cool. They just gave Reef Slider all the wrong buffs. All they had to do was get rid of the end lag. They gave it, like, every single other buff they could except for the one thing it needed. That was worth. I mean, I like Squid Roll, like, I think it is still cool as a movement option and as, you know, sometimes an actual parry. I just think of the map design, I just want maps that force you to wall jump more. I think that would really make it feel like more of an integral mechanic. Okay, that was actually kind of a cool squid surge that helped save the game. Would you look at that? Yeah. I just want big maps. That's all I want for Splatoon 4. I just want big maps that have some wall jump spots. Alright, back out. Now is your chance to join. Well, okay, once the thing loads. There we go. Do 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 do. Remember when you like couldn't send out more than one invite? That was so dumb. I'm very glad they fixed that. I thought people wanted to join. I guess I could put the pool thing in case, but no one joins. I guess we can just continue for now. Smoke cloud. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, Splatfest. That is a thing to kind of discuss. I'm Team Noon. I forget if I talked about this on stream. I don't think I did. But yeah. I would be a morning person. I like the idea of being a morning person, but realistically with how my sleep schedule actually happens, I don't really get around to doing things until closer to noon, so that's why I went with it. But I'm definitely not a night owl, to be honest. Like, my friends stay up late, so I stay up with them and play games a lot of the time, but I do not, you know, I'm not productive at night for sure. Oh, you don't have NSO, rip. Glenn Fiddler. Well, Glenn Fiddler would certainly be interesting for this particular stream chat if he ever appeared again in game. I don't know. I guess, I mean, they incorporated like Sheldon into Octo Canyon, so it's not impossible that side characters can show up in the story. I mean, obviously we got like, you know, Oct with Deadfish, but I don't know. It's always the thing with me where it's like I don't know how much potential the character has until we actually see how they are written. So it's hard to say for sure. I used to wake up early. I mean, I miss doing that, but I don't know. It's kind of just the way my, like, schedule works with my friend group is that we play games closer to night, so it would be difficult. I feel like I'd be missing out on a lot of stuff if I went to bed too much earlier. And I mean, obviously sometimes I have to wake up early, but then I have to, like, do work or something. Yeah, I was talking about some people. I was talking about this with some people yesterday, but you know, seeing like open world Mario Kart and like these, you know, big expansive Donkey Kong levels for sure gets me excited with what we might see in Splatoon going forward, because we have just had these, like, you know, very small linear levels throughout the entire series for story modes. So, you know, I would like to see them try to do something with bigger environments. I don't know, like, I don't know. It's always the thing I go back and forth on, because, like, I don't want them to de-emphasize platforming any more than they already have. Like, I feel like alternate levels are weirdly, you know, flat and don't really... This game is going terribly. I still want there to be platforming. I like the linear platforming of the Splatoon series, but I think it would be really cool to see them do some kind of gameplay that involved, like, bigger environments. Especially if they were, like, more immersive and, like, actually decorated to look like places. Oh, you DC'd, rip. That would explain why that went so bad. Oh, okay, anti-flow, that's fine. You know, I don't love this rotation. I might actually not play open if no one's gonna play right now. I'd rather not be playing those maps on Clamblets. It's X rank, but sure, we'll try it. Doop, doo 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 doo. Oh, they have random salmon run? I could maybe try that at some point. I'm gonna play this until rotation at least. I don't have the gold. I never do Mario Kart single player content. That's why, oh. Okay, that was weird. That's why Mario Kart World is so interesting to me, because it actually has me wanting to just, like, explore a world in Mario Kart for the first time. I've really genuinely just never had any interest in Mario Kart single player content. I guess, I mean, like, DS had mission mode, but I didn't have DS. I've just heard about that. So maybe I would have liked that. But in Wii and 8 and 8 Deluxe, I just, if I'm not playing with friends, I do not care. So I still am missing some unlockables. Pretty sure. At least the gold stuff. I probably have everything else. I just really hope the free roam collectibles are actually fun. Okay. And I'm dead. Is a jet squelcher. Yeah, I mean, I think a bigger hub world, kind of what I was actually talking about the other day was specifically like the hub world of Splatoon. You know, with Splatsville, we obviously have the biggest hub we've ever seen before. But it would be really neat to get a kind of like Mario Kart World type of thing where the multiplayer queue is just like you're just walking around a whole like city. Like you know, it's not gonna be like a GTA size map, but like, you know, something bigger than Splatsville. That hopefully has more like interactivity too. You know, maybe you could actually have like a weapon and ink and swim around and stuff. Why can I not hit this guy? Dude. Okay, and then I get kill stolen at the last second. It's fine. I meant to go up the slope, but that's fine. Cool. Shoot. Wall went further than I meant for it to. Yeah. And I mean, my problem with Splatsville will always just be that the textures are just so low res. Like, I genuinely just think it looks worse than Splatoon 2. So it being big kind of gets ruined by the fact that I just think it's kind of ugly. I'm weird with textures, because there's a point where it's like, it becomes like a retro aesthetic and I love the way it looks. Like, I played Ocarina of Time, I've said this before, but I played Ocarina of Time for the first time last year, and I went like full on like, yeah, I emulated it, I didn't play it on original hardware, but I tried to make it look as much like the N64 game as possible. Like, I played it at like 20 FPS with the original, you know, like textures and everything, like no HD upscales or whatever. And I love the look of that game. I think it's super cool and like still immersive, honestly, like despite being so low poly and, you know, so old at this point. But then you get to like Switch era games where the textures just are just like crusty and like blurry, and it's like, I don't know. I guess I'd rather it be like so low definition that it's almost like abstract, or like, you know, looking really like crisp and clear and defined. But when there's like, when it's in between, I just think it looks ugly. Which is, you know, again, a thing I'm very excited for with Switch 2, that we can hopefully just start getting better texture resolutions in games. Yeah, Ocarina of Time just has a very like timeless look to it. Like, it's still like, I don't know, it's weird how well it works though, because it does feel like stuff like, there's something about the classic 3D Zelda games. It's especially something I feel with Twilight Princess, which is like personally the one I like the look of the most. But having these environments that are always surrounded by walls, because like with Mario Odyssey you have like the island problem that I think I've brought up a few times on stream probably, but it's you know, oh my god, rip those missiles. But some people complain about Mario Odyssey because its levels just cut off really unnaturally. Like, you have an environment and there's just a 90-degree wall that goes straight down. It's most noticeable in like Metro Kingdom, Mushroom Kingdom. Those are the worst offenders, I think. But yeah, it's just kind of like, and you know, some people don't really care that much about immersion in a Mario game, but I do think it's still a problem. I think it's something other Mario games managed to handle better. But then on the other hand, like one solution to that is just to have unclimbable walls surrounding an environment to like hide the void, which is what like Seaside Kingdom does, or sorry, well Seaside kind of does it, but Lit Kingdom is what I was thinking of in Mario Odyssey. Like this is like, I think there's a video literally called like the island problem. Like this isn't something I necessarily came up with, but it is something I noticed in my own playthrough. But yeah, the idea of just having these like walls that you can't see over surrounding an environment, it's simple, but it's very effective at making an environment suddenly go from feeling like a video game level to like actually kind of a believable place. I think Zelda does that. There's something just weirdly very satisfying to me about like in Twilight Princess, you're like going through like the forest and you're just kind of surrounded by these like dirt, you know, these like earthen walls with like moss and grass and stuff. And it's just very pleasant. I don't know. There's just something about it that's like, I don't mind the linearity because it's just very, there's a weird kind of beauty to it that I just really enjoy. And Ocarina of Time for sure. I mean, it kind of invented that basically, at least, you know, in the context of Zelda, but really in the context of a lot of video games, you know, having like Hyrule Field just being surrounded by this like wall that you can't see over, it's like, you know, instead of it feeling like, oh, the video game level ends here, it's like, oh, well, maybe there's something beyond the wall that you just can't see, and then like your imagination kind of fills in the gaps of it, and it's like, I don't know, it's cool. I like video games being able to just sort of suggest a world beyond what you can actually play, rather than just being like, yep, this is the end of the world. I mean, it's a thing in like tons and tons and tons of games. Those are just the ones that come to mind for me. I have not played Silent Hill 2, but yeah, I imagine a lot of games with like realistic graphics, you know, if you try to go to the edge of their environments, you're probably just met with a big wall or a building or something. Breath of the Wild is weird because it like half commits to that and half doesn't. Like there are natural barriers, like you have like the ocean on like the east and a bit of the southeast. You have the giant canyon to the north and a bit of the northwest. But then the bottom left, the southwest, whatever. I mean, there's like a sandstorm, so at least that one like kind of is like, okay, you know, Link can't go across the Gerudo Desert because there's a sandstorm. The game doesn't really explicitly say that. You do just hit an invisible wall at some point, and it just says you can't go any further. But at least, you know, it's like, okay, you can justify that in universe. But then there's a point on the left, like there's a whole stretch on the left side of the map where you just can get to the edge of the map, and it's just an invisible wall. And I don't know, it's very weird to me that they wouldn't just make a cliff that is like unclimbable no matter how much stamina you have, or whatever. Like, I feel like they could have made a way around that, you know, but they just didn't really bother. And it's like, it's not really like even a problem, it's just like interesting. It's just notable that they designed it like that. Shoot. Probably could have saved that. Excuse me. I genuinely like killed my voice. I don't know if you can hear it that well, but like I did too much yapping. My throat is dying a little bit. That's what I get for bringing the PowerPoint to the video game stream, I guess. Do. Yeah, well, for me, it's like there's something so compelling to me. I don't know if any of you guys watch Any Austin. I've definitely brought him up before, but I don't think this is like, this feels like a type of video he would make, but I'm not sure it actually is something. Maybe it's something he's made. I'm not sure, but I was just gonna say, at least in my own experience, like there's something so compelling to me about seeing those areas that you can't get to. I think he might have talked about it in the context of Breath of the Wild, but there are like those green hills, like especially like in the north. It's pretty much along the whole north of the map, but especially like I think in the northeast you can see them really well. On the other side of the canyon, there are just like these grassy green hills that are so just like idyllic, like Windows Vista type hills. And there's just something so weirdly like compelling about like being able to see that area but not get to it for me. It's a really similar thing in Mario Galaxy in the garden, where again it's like these just like beautiful like rolling green hills in the background at the bottom of the cliff, but you can just never get there. And I don't know, there's just something so weirdly like interesting about that to me. The thumbnail was just, so I made like a slideshow. I don't know, I couldn't be bothered. I felt weird just putting the normal Splatoon thumbnail, but I couldn't be bothered to make like an actual better one, so I just did that. Yeah, well, Mario 64 is, I don't know, Mario 64 is an interesting case because I feel like it's like half the island problem and half not. Like, for me, Mario 64 is kind of an ugly game. Like, it's so iconic that people don't see it as like ugly, but considering like Ocarina of Time came out on the same console, like you realize Mario 64 was the first time they made a game in 3D. Like it's pretty messy. And I know some people, you know, obviously grew up with it and have this whole like liminal experience with it, and I do feel that a little bit when I'm playing it, but it's I don't know. For me, it's not a game where I'm just like staring off into the backgrounds all that often. Yeah, we're talking about that. Well, because we were talking about just Splatoon, how with the Switch 2 there is potential to get, you know, big, detailed, cool-looking areas in a Splatoon game. I don't even know how we got to the island problem, but I guess I hope if Splatoon does that, it wouldn't have the island problem. I feel like, I mean, Splatoon maps are normally actually like really, really good about that, though. If you look at the backgrounds of like the multiplayer maps, like there are so many details that like 99.9% of players are never going to see. Like they actually really do a lot to make the worlds. Like I know the maps themselves. We've talked about the island problem in terms of like the level terrain, but like it's never as bad as Odyssey, where it's literally just like void. It's like there is literally just the skybox and the level, and there's nothing between them. Like Splatoon never has that, because there's always something, at least like in the multiplayer maps for sure. You know, there's, even if the level just ends and it's just like a cliff, like there's still going to be a world beyond that does make some amount of sense. Yeah, but Barnacle in Time is the island problem, but it's still, there's still an entire 3D modeled mall in the background. So like it's still not the Odyssey island problem, because Odyssey would just have like, you know, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you have like an infinitely large skybox that looks like a shopping mall, but it would be even worse. Yeah, and then yeah, having other maps appear in the background is super, super cool. I mean, Splatoon 1 even did that. Sort of. I mean, they have like, there's like towers. There are like consistent like buildings throughout Inkopolis that you can see in the backgrounds of a lot of the maps. I think Hagglefish is definitely, the crab-like Hagglefish is like the clearest where you can ever see like an entire other map in one place. I'm trying to think of other examples. I mean, you can see a Ferris wheel from Inkopolis Plaza, and then supposedly that's the Wahoo World Ferris wheel. Which is interesting, obviously, because they didn't make that until the next game. But I at least always like to think of those as the same Ferris wheel. I feel like there are other examples too. I'm surprised you can't see Moray Towers from more maps, to be honest, because it feels like that would be kind of an easy one to incorporate. Well, yeah, you can see Inkopolis Tower from Inkopolis Square, which is cool. I also really liked that you can, I've definitely said this before too, but you can see Inkopolis Tower in Splatoon 1 from the firing range, because it's just this like back alley behind Ammo Knights, so you're like still close enough to Booyah Base that you can just see the tower. Do. Wasn't Let's Do This what like Germa named himself in Splatoon? Or it was like Let's Get It or something. Oh yeah, you can see the Splatlands Desert from Yalta Alley, and you can see the crater from Lemuria Hub. So yeah, there's a few other examples. Let's do it, Mario's iconic catchphrase, yeah. You know, the Splatoon world is very solid. I do think people tried to piece together like an entire world of the maps and it didn't quite line up. So like it isn't fully thought out, but it's like there's enough there that it's, you know, it's really cool. Yeah, I mean, we have the map of Encadia and the Splatlands, but it doesn't have every single multiplayer map listed on it. And, like, it's really cool that we have that, but it's also very clear that they made that, like, you know, for the production of Splatoon 3, and probably didn't have too much of an idea how things were laid out before that. What's my favorite Rainbow Road? Definitely Wii, still. I'm really excited to see the one in Mario Kart World, because they've had the entire Special Cup, like, hidden, and all of the treehouse footage. I assume it's, like, unlockable. I hope there isn't just, like, not a Special Cup, but I assume it just has to be unlocked, and that's why it's not there. But I feel like they're gonna go really hard with it. The N64 one is okay, it just feels like too easy. I feel like a part of Rainbow Road is that it should be like a really, not like a super difficult course, but it should at least be narrow and have like some tricky turns or whatever, and that one's just kind of like, you know, just coasting along. The music is good though. Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I feel like Hammerhead Bridge being built over where the Nil statue was is like, that's definitely like, maybe a retcon isn't the right word, but like, that was, you know, not the original plan, I feel like, for where that was supposed to be in the world. But I am glad they went with it, because it's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm just referring to the versions in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I guess. I've never even played Mario Kart 64. I mean, with Hammerhead Bridge, you can literally see, like, in Splatoon 1, you can see a city on either side of it, and they both just look like Inkopolis. So, like, the whole idea of Hammerhead Bridge, you know, going across the entirety of Inkopolis Bay to a whole other, like, region is definitely just like a, yeah, I guess a retcon. But it is, I do think it's for the better. Shoot. I'm not too into the Wii U one. I don't know, it's just less fun, in my opinion. I don't really like the actual course that much, and I don't like the space station look is cool, but I always thought the actual, like, magical rainbow in space was much cooler. Yeah, I also really don't like the music. Electric guitar, Rainbow Road should not have electric guitar. Period. I don't think that fits. I like the Mario Kart 7 one. I don't even know what DS's is. Yes, it should. I don't know. It's like, because it's like a mystical, magical. I mean, sure, if it's a space station, I don't think electric guitar fits a space station either, though. Oh shoot. Okay, well, that sucked. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that 8's exists because it also has all the, like, you know, a bunch of the other ones, but it's my least favorite within Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, the SNES one is kind of whatever. I feel like they're gonna go really hard for the one in World. I'm just really excited to see that one. SNES is like, I actually think it's kind of fun. Like, for the most part, I really don't like the SNES or GBA tracks at all because they're just, like, boring and just don't have verticality because they were on SNES and GBA. I feel like they're just, like, worse versions than the other maps, but... So I actually, all things considered, I actually think SNES Rainbow Road is really fun to play on, but it doesn't really feel like a Rainbow Road to me. These are not great rotations we got today. I'll try a series. I didn't play DS, so I can't even picture what DS Rainbow Road is. I have not played that many Mario Karts. I grew up with Wii. I played 7 like a couple of times on DS Download Play, but never owned it. And then obviously 8. But I really have not. I think I tried the original Super Mario Kart on like Nintendo Switch Online one time, and I was like, wow, this feels like complete garbage to play. Why was this popular? I do not like that one at all. I don't think most people would argue it's Excite Bike is the best, but it's fun every now and then. I don't know, it's fine. It's just like Baby Park, but actually good, in my opinion. I mean, it's not that comparable, but I don't know. I'm not a Baby Park fan. I will never be the guy who picks Baby Park. That was a really stupid death, by the way. I was just straight up looking at chat. Let's try to not do that again. That's a Zuka. That's a Zuka. I didn't even die to the Zuka, I died to that guy. What was that guy? That was a blaster. Okay, this should not be happening this quickly. Okay. Random stray shot that got a guy squid rolling into it. Cool wall. Okay, can we... This blaster is making my life very difficult, and you're cracking. And you're cracking. Okay. There's nothing good happening here. That was a... Maybe a stupid jump? Maybe... yes, a stupid jump? Nope, nope, nope. It was a genius jump. It was an amazing jump. I'm so good at video games. Never mind. Scintillating pupil. That's a... Okay, interesting title. Get on. Okay. Yeah... Mario Kart, Sonic Racing, and Air Ride all being the same year is probably not good news for the things that aren't Mario Kart. Although they aren't going to be $80. Well, Sonic won't be $80. So, who knows? Maybe that will work out in their favor. Two cakes, yeah. Kinda, I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine. Oh, we're double bubbled. I can't imagine people would be a little burnt out of racing games and maybe not want to buy them back to back. But some people will. Oh, I forgot you can make that jump. And by forgot, I mean I don't think I ever knew that was a thing. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know Air Ride's not really the same thing, but... Don't you think it's strange we didn't see gliders? Well, no, they confirmed there's not kart customization in the treehouse. So... And, I mean, the underwater sections seem to be replaced with boat sections where you're riding on the water, which I much prefer, to be honest. And gliders are just the plain thing now. Your cart just gets wings, which I don't know. I like all that stuff better. I actually think it's an improvement from 8. I don't really care to customize the wheels and glider on my cart. I'd rather just choose a cart that looks good instead of having to make a weird Frankenstein build just to have good stats. So I'm actually happy they returned to that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they confirmed that Switch 1 Pro cons do work on Switch 2. I'm pretty sure that was on the website. That was... Okay, I should not have died there. But yeah, that's actually very good. I'm pretty sure... I assume you can connect Joy-Cons too, just not physically, obviously, but you can use them as controllers, I would imagine. I don't know about that, but I know they confirmed Pro controllers. Those things do not make me happy. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see the new ones. I still think mouse mode sucks, but I think the Joy-Cons themselves will feel better with the bigger sticks and triggers. Pro Controller style Joy-Cons? Oh, is it just like the Joy-Cons that have like the more of a grip to them? Yeah, I mean, I like the Pro Controller. I still think the D-pad sucks. I hope the Switch 2 one, they make the D-pad good. But I'm also probably not buying one at launch, considering I'm spending $500 already. But we'll see. Yeah, I feel like they should have shown the mouse controls being used, like... Because if you don't need, like, a desk and it does just work on, like, a couch or, like, on your legs or something, like, that might be cool, or at least better, but, like, they didn't really show anyone doing that. Also, apparently at the hands-on event, they just had it, like, it's just, like, a standing desk. Which, like, yeah, it's like, I mean, if it's just, like, a bunch of journalists, like, moving around, testing the games for a few minutes, I guess it makes sense that it's just, like, at a stand-up display, but, like, I feel like you don't really get a sense for how a mouse feels if you're standing while using it. So, I don't know. It's just another thing where I feel like they're lacking very clear communication. Well, okay, really? I was hoping that would be a trade. I knew I was gonna die, but I was hoping it would be a trade. I lived that long, I figured 2 of the shots would hit. Oh, okay. We're fine. We're alive. We're thriving even. We're great. We're gonna win the game. I'm gonna throw a splash ball so I don't die. So I don't die. So we live and we survive, and 2 of them are dead. Get on the tower. Okay. Oh, shoot the guy in the back. Shoot the guy in the back. Nice. I did not help. I tried to help. Okay. Checkpoint, checkpoint. This is such a good wall spot, by the way. That, like, actually works. Okay, okay. Message received. I can crack it if I need to. Do I need to? I might need to. I might need to. No! Just trying to destroy the bomb before that would happen. Okay. Okay. You know, good enough push. Alright, see ya, Antiflow. Thanks for hanging out for the games. Hope you have a good night. Ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum. It is a very, very difficult to approach this team with a rapid throw and a charger. Really? Okay. That was dumb. I always feel so dumb dying to Killer Whale. I know it's like, they buffed the damage. It actually is like threatening in situations like that, but man. Just had to move. Is there a guy there? No. Yes? No. Okay. This way? Yeah, I guess. Can I spoil one thing about the Minecraft movie? That every time I remember it's real, it just makes me sad. Is that okay? Do you guys want? Can I just reveal this one detail? That just makes me. I just hate. No, sure. Well, okay, you said no, and then yeah. Okay, there's like a big, like piglin guy, who's like one of the like evil guys, and his name is Chungus. Like they just actually called him Chungus. I don't know why. but yeah, it's just a real. That's just a real thing. Why would hitting blocks with hands make me sad? That's what they're supposed to do. That was like the one part of the movie. I'm like, oh my god, he's punching a tree. Yes, it's like the video game. And then the rest of the movie was just like, this is not... No. That worked. I might have to do like a full like spoiler rant of the Minecraft movie someday. Just say everything I despise about it, which is about every single frame of the movie. The intro is so bad. I'm going on the tangent again now, but like the intro of the movie especially, there's so many egregious things about the movie, but the first like 2 minutes are like ridiculously awful. Like, I have no idea how they thought that was okay. Dude, I don't know if you've seen the movie. That pretty much happens. That literally happens. Like, he literally says, he literally says Minecraft like that. Yes, it did, Alex. I don't know, man. It was something. I think. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was a fever dream. Yes. Yes, Alex. I mean, it's like, it's very minor, but it is there. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard my friend saw saw a clip where he goes chicken jockey, and then like everyone just starts applauding. Did you applaud when they said chicken jockey? Yes, all right. It would be kind of fun to watch it in an actual theater. I don't know. I'm too much of a hater to even enjoy the movie, ironically. It just drives me insane. We need more, like, funny bad movies that are just random movies and not, like, actual, like, important movies that have, like, stakes or represent, like, important franchises or something, you know? Like, I want to be able to laugh at bad Marvel movies, too. But it's like, this is supposed to be, like, a part of this, like, big overarching story that I meant to take seriously. And then you just make a complete piece of absolute garbage. And I'm like, man, this just kind of sucks. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Tensorella jump scare. Adam Sandler in the MCU. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't happened. With the amount of characters, I mean, how many actors are there? They're already reusing Robert Downey Jr. So clearly they're running low. We do not need Elon Musk. Unless he's like the villain and they kill him at the end. That'd be cool. Yeah, he was in Iron Man 2 as like a cameo. He's just himself. Because it's just like a, you know, rich tech people conference or something. Or just like a, I don't know. They're like a restaurant. I mean, it does make sense. Like, if Iron Man was real, Elon Musk would probably know him. Especially before he became, like, you know, whatever the hell he is today. I really don't like the whole, like, putting celebrity likenesses into video games thing, honestly. I don't know, it's like... It's the whole thing with Hideo Kojima. It's like, sure, man, you're like this, like, auteur of like, you know, these weird artsy video games, but it's like he clearly just wants to make movies. Like his Twitter bio is like, I love movies, and all he ever talks about is movies, and he's like, man, I sure do love film. And it's like, I get that he makes video games because they offer him lots of opportunities to, you know, like, weird stuff and have like really long stories and whatever, but it's like, I don't know. I don't like real people in video games. It's very off-putting to me. I think we have other mediums for that. They're called movies. Okay. Oh, where are you? He should have made the Minecraft movie. I mean, I feel like I would trust him to capture like some of the like loneliness and kind of like surreal feeling of the world better than... Who even made the Minecraft movie? Is it like a known director? And can they get like blackballed from the movie industry, please? Let me... hang on. Who directed Minecraft movie? Jared Hess. I'm checking his, like, IMDb. Hang on. We're not winning this game, probably. Okay. Okay, we didn't even get on the tower. Wow. Okay, the writers are different people, but I'm curious about director. He directed Napoleon Dynamite? Isn't that like a good movie that people like? Okay, I haven't heard of any of these other things he's done recently, though. Huh. That's weird. Seen it tomorrow, Octoseal? I wish you well. I don't know. My condolences, I guess. I don't know anything about Napoleon Dynamite, but I thought it was well regarded, so I am surprised to see that a person who touched that had anything to do with the Minecraft movie. We'll play a little more serious. Okay, what about the writers, though? There are 3 writers, and the writing was completely terrible. Chris Bowman sounds familiar, I feel like. Also Napoleon Dynamite. Do these guys all like... Okay, I don't know any other things. Hubble Palmer? Did these guys all just work on the same stuff? It's like 4 guys and they all have like the same IMDb. Oh, one of the writers... What? One of the writers made something called Subdivision Colorado in 2004. I mean, maybe the IMDb is wrong, but it only lists a movie from 2004 and the Minecraft movie. Okay. I will not pretend to understand anything in the world. It's been a week. What, the fall off? Hello? Did they track me? Oh, it's a Hydra. Okay, that makes sense. Never mind. Whoop, 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 okay. Nope, 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 no, 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 no. Did they jump out? Weird. Why? Okay. They were on the tower and had height advantage, and they jumped out. It was an interesting maneuver. I'm surprised those shots landed. All right. Good RNG. Love to see it. Please. Here we go. Hydra! Ah! Okay. Oh! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, that is on my end. Why am I dropping so many frames? Shoot. Oh, there we go. Now it's back. Now we're back. Hang on. I think we should be okay. I don't know what happened there. My connection just tanked. But it looks like we're stable now. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. Oh. Are we good now? But my OBS tells me the connection's good now, but I don't know. No one has said anything since the connection was bad. You are smooth. Okay. Thank you. Wah! Oh, no, 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 you don't. You are not peeking. I want you to peek and go into my shots. I don't want you to, no. I see the guy here. I feel like there's something I can do from here, so I don't want to give this up, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not helping. Oh, okay. Yep. Should have seen that coming. These games are not going so well. We've had a couple okay ones. The bad rotation into I guess I'll play X rank because it's the better rotation and then losing all my games combo is quite common, unfortunately. Man. There was a slight chance. Ugh. I might end a little sooner than normal because we did do a lot of yapping today, and I'm getting a little tired, and my voice is suffering. So I might do like one more game. It would take us to 2 hours 45 minutes. They announced the next MCU Spider-Man? What's it called? Are they still doing the like home titling, or was that just like for the trilogy? I am Steve. I'm curious now, I'm looking it up. Spider-Man. I've not seen it. Did they announce it like very recently, or? Brand New Day? Is that actually what it's called? That came up in the autofill. That's a little cheesy. Spider-Man Brand New Day. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I feel like they should have just kept the day theming to the first trilogy. Because that was like the conclusion of that whole like arc for, you know, the Tom Holland Peter Parker. Oh, it's like Spider-Woman? That's what they're doing? Okay, I don't even know if I watched the trailer, but I saw the thumbnail. Spider-Man homeless. Fuji Apple. I don't know why that name is funny to me. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know if I care about MCU anymore. The Spider-Man movies were pretty good. I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies a decent amount, so I'll probably see this one. I think Homecoming is the best of the three of them, honestly. Welcome back, Lemon. Really? None of those shots hit? Come on. I only killed one guy. Oh my god. Jump! I thought it was behind a wall. Oh, we got distracted by that one guy. We could have pushed there. I mean, it would have been better if I did not die stupidly, but we still could have pushed there. Then I jumped stupidly. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Okay, we're gonna not jump in this time. God, I should have... I didn't commit to killing the guy or camping the jump, and I didn't get either of them. Oh my god. Come on. Okay, that's... I should have been able to get that. You can tell I'm running out of steam. I'm glad I'm ending it soon. I'm trying my best here, but oh boy, this map is always kind of rough. Dude, come on, shooting each other's shields. Ah, and the roller's still there. Why wouldn't he be? Alright, that's a wipe, right? Like a delayed wipe. I should have. Yep, I saw him charging. Okay, that was a good booyah. What? That was good timing for the booyah bomb. I don't know where the hell they threw it. That was not where that needed to go. I keep trying to fight two guys at the same time, and obviously it is not working out for me. We can defend when we get here. We just need to actually use some of this coordination on offense. Okay. Wait. That's fine. I'm mad, but that's fine. Double booyah. Sure. Only killed one guy. I don't know why I always like instinctively throw my splash wall at a bubble, and that literally just deletes it. I don't know why I do that. Wait, we gotta go. We gotta go. Huh? Does that... Like, I wasn't expecting to win that game, but does that not count as the tower? That was weird. I might do one more, because that was such a bad game. I want to end on at least a little bit better than that. Maybe we don't do X rank, because I want to win. Oh, wait, that was series? Oh, that was series. I'm just bad at the game. That's crazy. Screw it, let's try X rank. We could do Splatfest next weekend. That'll be fun. And then... I don't know. New weapon classes? I don't know. I've never like been good at coming up with that really. Well, the thing I always said was like doing like a flamethrower that's like a spray can, like spray paint. But I have no idea how well that would actually work with Splatoon's gameplay. I feel like any kind of like rapid damage thing like that is just kind of weird with how slow. Or like the times to kill are so fast in Splatoon that I feel like that would either be broken or terrible. Okay, locking in. Get one decent game. Yeah, kind of like Inkstorm, but I feel like it would have to like be better than Inkstorm. I don't know. It would have to have like... It would be interesting to see how they balance like the range values and like how it would paint. I do think it could be cool. I just think it would be pretty difficult to implement. Oh, shoot. Like, I knew he was there, but I don't know. Okay. Wasn't too bad of a loss there. They still are hanging around this area, though, I think. Yep. Shoot, man. Bah. I need a lock-in button to tell me to lock in and to tell my teammates to lock in. Dude, why are there two rollers? Why are there two? There don't need to be two. The C button. I'm assuming we cannot use that to just yell at some random guy in the game. I know some people did point out it's interesting that you can see your teammates' POV. Like, people already kind of complain about how in open you can get matched with, like, a team that's actually... I mean, again, I always think this complaint is kind of null because Series and X-Rank both exist, especially Series, but, you know, people complain that they try to queue into open and then they get matched against, like, full teams of 4 people. Well, now those full teams of 4 people, if they want, will literally be able to see all of their teammates' screens to have even more information. So... I don't know if that will have a tangible impact on the way people play, but I mean, it could. It stands for complain. Can you die? Thanks. Sometimes you just gotta ask. I thought that roller was their roller, and that is their roller, and now I'm mad. Can we just score 1 point, dude? Can we just score 1 point? I'm not asking to win this game. I'm gonna jump in with you. You're gonna do it. You're gonna... They did it like a frame earlier. I'm actually a little mad. I'm actually a little mad. Remember earlier in the stream when I said I don't get mad at this game? I'm a little mad at this game. I'm a little bit mad at this game right now. I'm a little bit mad that that just happened. I'm a little bit mad that they threw the claims at the exact same time and theirs was just a little bit faster. And so ours is just completely nullified. That's so cool. Oh, and he's scoring more. Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome that you're winning the game and I'm losing the game and you're not dying either for no reason. Bad RNG, wow. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Where the fuck did... Okay, die. There we go. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to die. I don't know what those sounds were, and they did not work. Please score. Just score a point. Just score. He didn't even score the point. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. You can't tell. What are you doing? Why is he just... Oh my god. Okay, we're actually scoring points. We're actually... Oh my god, we're scoring points. I didn't know that could happen in this game, that we could score points. Oh wait, it's actually close. It's like actually close. It's like actually put a claim in. Oh my god. 4 more claims in. Where are the claims? There's no way we won that. That was... Oh my god. All I had to do was lose my mind on stream for my team to lock in. Okay. GG's, guys. Overall splatter, by the way. And the fist bump. Okay. Okay. I just had to... No, I don't know what the hell that was. Okay, at 18 power. Yeah, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Let's do some gambling. It was not very good gambling. We'll take that. Astute H3 user. Hell no, I'm not. Okay. Thank you guys for watching the stream and for listening to me yap. Obviously, lots of news this week. Lots of interesting stuff going on with Nintendo and the world. Some of it good, some of it bad. Trans rights. Oh yeah. And I'm tired. So I'm gonna get off the stream now. Yeah, the Splatfest sneak peek started. Well, no, it starts right now. It's or it started on Friday. That is what it is. Yes. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. If there's anyone new here, we do have a Discord, which you can join through the link in the description if you want to continue yapping about Splatoon and Nintendo and other things. I will see you guys next week with Splatfest. I'm working on that one video still. And yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. This has been Cosmic. Farewell.